These storage accounts that you see are as a result of our previous lab activities. Let's go ahead and create a container in this lab and then look at the options we discussed in the previous videos. Now, to demonstrate this, I'll click on Information Hosting and then create a container in the Blob. Now, I can either click on the Blobs option right on the dashboard or scroll down to the point where we see Blob Service. Under Blob Service, if I click on Blobs, you will then see an option click and create a new container. So once I click on this, you will then see these options: private, blob, and container. We learned about these options in the blob containers video. Now if I click on private, it means I do not want to give access to anybody on my blob. I will give it a name and call it payroll data and say OK. That means nobody will have permissions on it. It's a privately accessible container. Inside this container, you're now ready to upload the blobs, kind of data you want. You can upload pictures, JPG content, MP4, documents, docx or PDF files inside it by just clicking on the upload button, right? You can always change the access level by clicking on the change access level button and then granting access to people whom you want by saying blob or container. If I click on upload button, it will then open a blade on the right hand side. And then you can browse and start uploading the data. When you're uploading, you can always choose whether it's a block blob, page blob, or append blob, depending on what kind of data you're uploading. Now we spoke about these options when we were talking about blob performance tiers. I will upload a file here just for demonstration purposes. We created this script earlier, install webservice.ps1. I'll just upload that and leave it as block blob. And then finally click on upload. You will say that it uploads pretty quickly and then it's available right here. So anybody who has access to the payroll data container will then be able to access my file in the payroll data container. By default, every file is categorized as hot tier. If you would ever like to change the tier of this access tier from hot to cold or archive, all you have to do is click and select the file, then click on change tier on the top right hand side. This will then give you the options to change the tier of your blob file. It could be hot, cold, or archive. We spoke about these options in detail when we are talking about uploading blob video section. I'll change it to cool and then click on save. It takes less than a millisecond to do that. Now go back to payroll data. Now you will see that the access tier is set to cool. You can upload multiple files, so a bulk upload is also acceptable in the container. You can also do similar activities using Azure Storage Explorer. We did the demonstration earlier, but you will be able to create containers, upload blobs, files inside the container using Azure Storage Explorer.